On the beat. Stand by. Ten.
2 misses.
2 misses. 992 is missing.
Nice run, John.
Shooter ready. Stand by. 852, 1 miss.
Stand by. Oh, shit.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Do Work LT. We're going to talk about a gun that I've grown to enjoy a great bit today. You saw in that intro video that we were out running the CZ Scorpion EVO 3 S1 in some training we did. We did 2 years of pistol caliber carbine class offered by the Tactical Defense Institute, our friends down in Southern Ohio, and had a really good time running the Scorpions with another buddy of mine, some other friends. We were running all Scorpions. There were several other offerings down there, and we got to see those in action. You know, the B&Ts, the MP5s, the normal AR9s, and things like that. So the Scorpion is a pretty cool offering in that it doesn't cost a lot of money to get. It's right around that $1,000 mark to get a hold of one. I've had this for a couple of years, so I haven't really been kept up on how difficult they may or may not be to get, so excuse that. But if you get a hold of one, they're about $1,000 in a standard EVO 3 S1 pistol setup when you get them. Now, unlike a lot of firearms out there or different types of platforms you might want to work in, this isn't one of those things that you get a hold of at $1,000 and it costs $1,000 to get it good. Now, I will say that the Scorpion out of the box is kind of meh. Like, trigger, meh. Safeties suck. It out of the box, I would put it in the realm more of a novelty. Now, the cool thing about the Scorpion is, though, that it has a lot of variants. There are, rifle length variants, some micro options, a lot of different things you can do. But to get this thing to go from meh to wow doesn't cost a lot of money. And that's pretty much because of almost just one company, maybe two. But kind of breaking down a little bit of the specifications here. This thing runs about 5 pounds. It's a 7.72 inch cold hammer forged barrel, which is nice. It shoots really well. It runs really well. Let's get into how to turn this thing from kind of a meh into a wow. This thing has several thousand rounds through it. I've never had an issue, never had a failure of any sort with it. So I'm really pleased with what's going on with this. Now, I've made a lot of changes to it. First and foremost, obviously you see the SBM Tactical Arm Brace. That makes it a lot more usable, a lot more purpose built with that addition. So I think most people kind of go that route with any of their 9mm pistol variants like this, or your B&Ts or the other options. SB Tactical is just kind of the normal thing you do to be able to use these. If you didn't, I wouldn't buy it because it would seem more like a novelty and I wouldn't really have a purpose for it. But of course, big shout out to SB Tactical for making such a fine product for so many firearms out there. So let's get into what HB Industries does to make the meh CZ Scorpion pretty wow. This thing, again, runs really, really well, as you saw from the videos. I'm pretty pleased with what it is now. So let's go through the kind of the parts list that I have on it, from everything being able to come from HB Industries. So first and foremost, you'll notice the Paxy Sapper Handguard. This is a polymer style handguard that is a good upgrade from the original. The original is kind of a weird shape, and actually I left it in my backpack. It's kind of a weird shape. The rail ends about right here and then dramatically cuts down. It also has 3 sections of Picatinny rail, and it just makes it a lot more beefy, a lot less usable for the way I like to run a front end of a gun. So the Paxy Sapper Foreend, for a Foreend, it's really cheap. Again, it runs about $50, available at HB Industries. $50 for an M-LOK capable, a lot of rail real estate. Probably about 6.5 inches of rail real estate up there up top. A lot of M-LOK options. You see, I run a simple Enforce light on it. Not a lot to describe there. Just a really nice Foreend that is an upgrade from the original. Moving back to go with the Paxy Sapper Foreend, we have the Paxy Pathfinder grip. These run about $30. And if you've ever just looked at, never mind held, a CZ Scorpion, you'll know that the grip that comes on it is at just an absurdly stupid angle. The way it's dramatic. It's probably, more like this than that. So this is a more familiar grip angle to a lot of us. The Paxy Pathfinder grip at $30 is a great solution. Again, polymer, made in the USA, cool. I like the grip angle. Everything is a lot more intuitive. When you're working it, I just love it. So Paxy Pathfinder grip, check that out. There are a lot of other grip selection or grip opportunities out there. This is just the one I've liked the most. I've actually gone through another one that I didn't like as much, but I really do like this one. Next, let's see. What do we have? We have on the right side, I have an AK style selector. That is because coming all the way back, if I am going to come all the way back with my trigger finger to actuate here, not if I wasn't using my thumb, I just like that. It's just intuitive to come down and go back up when I need to. So, boop, boop. Really works well with my thumb and my forefinger. Thumb being back here, going hot, going safe. Going hot, going safe. So, real intuitive. I like the shape of that a lot. That's about $28, and I can't remember, this actually might be Midwest Industries, but HB Industries has a ton of low profile left side or right side selector switches as well. The safeties that come on it, cool that it's ambi, bummer that they stick out really, really far, and when you start shooting, it's a really dumb angle that kind of pushes into your finger, and I don't know, from a shooter's end user standpoint, I just think it wasn't very well thought out. But thankfully, there's a lot of low profile options that work on the CZ Scorpion. Pick one of those up. They're really cheap, or actually pick up 2 of them. They also run deletes out there, pretty cheap, depending on which one you prefer. But there's a way to set this up with a really nice ambidextrous selector switch or safety operation. So like that a lot. You know, the CZ Scorpion is in service all over the world, and we're pretty fortunate to be able to get a hold of these nice setups now. So let's talk more about how to make them awesome. So I think a big thing you have to do is realize that out of the box, the trigger kind of sucks. It's roughly 9+ pounds, give or take. Most likely give, because it's a pretty heavy, not very good trigger. But if you install the reduced weight trigger spring kit from HB Industries, I think that thing, I didn't write down the price, but I think it might be $12. Simple, remove the trigger pack, change out a couple of springs, drop it back in, done. And you go from 9+ pounds to about 5.5, and running the gun is much nicer at that point. So a simple trigger upgrade for $12 is pretty nice. Now, I was talking to somebody the other day that has done a Timney drop-in, and they were speaking very highly of it. I'm pretty pleased with the reduced weight trigger kit from HB Industries, so I don't see myself making a change. But there are options out there. Obviously, the cheapest one is that spring kit. Now, depending on the generation of Scorpion you'll have this little screw in the trigger area that you'll have to remove the trigger pack and change out the springs. Now, mine was early, so I actually had to drill it out. HB Industries also has the drill bit, if you don't have a drill bit. I had to drill it out because the earlier ones had a little weld on them or something like that. The newer ones, it's just unscrew, pull it out, change the springs, push a couple of pins, drop it in, and it's good to go. So again, not a big deal. You know, I had pretty much the most complicated scenario it could be, and it was super easy. Just took me a few minutes to get done, and that was really cool. Kind of a bummer point out of the box with this is the plastic charging handle. I changed over to the Theta charging handle, I think it's called, from HB Industries, and it is a little bit more pronounced. Something about the CZs, and even with the change out Foreend here, it doesn't take much to drop it when you have it locked back. And which is why I've moved mine from the left side to the right side. The gun is so short and so easy to maneuver. I'm cool with running it off the right, because when it's on the left, if I do have it slung or open, it's that easy to drop. And I don't really like that. So this one is significantly longer. I have really big hands, so it's easier for me to get on it and operate it, because it might be about another third longer than stock. There are also milled options that aren't this long available at HB Industries. A good thing, I don't like that it's that easy to drop, but a good thing is that it is easily switched from side to side with just pushing a pin, sliding it out, putting it back in on the other side. So kudos for that. I like that. Something that I think is probably a priority improvement is this duckbill magazine release lever from HB Industries as well. They make them in polymer and or billet, and maybe $30, I'm not really sure, but it is a drastic improvement over the much lower profile, easier to miss option. Let's see how we go here. I mean, very easy. I like it. So change that. You can go as far as you want to go with one of these, and that's really a good thing. The Holosun Optic, you'll see in some of my videos, I did have an Aimpoint Micro H1 on this. I've really started to love these Holosun Optics. Their price points are outstanding. This is the 507 in red, and I'm really liking the 507s in green. I have a new 1301 tactical coming that's going to have a green one on it. The 1301 insert shameless clip here. Dude. That 1301 now holds the original Aimpoint Micro that I had and will forever. But otherwise, I'm picking up a lot of Holosun Optics. I really love them. I have one on my Mark 18. I have one on this. I have one on the new 1301. And something, oh, the original M&P update video would come on that. So, really like these Holosun Optics. Not a lot of real estate, obviously not a lot of weight. I love the shake awake feature. I love the hours. I mean, it's like 100,000 hours or something stupid like that. I love the solar backup. The reticle is terrific, really crisp. The side battery access is really easy. So on a gun like this, something small and really tough is a cool thing to have. So this is the CZ Scorpion EVO 3S1. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. It'll be a lot of fun for you if you get it set up right and go out and take some classes. Look for some of the newer pistol caliber carbine classes because it's it's kind of the perfect blend between a pistol class and an AR class, and then you get to do a lot of rifle stuff. You get to do rifle style building search. But because you're running a pistol caliber, obviously this being a 9mm, you get to do some fun steel stuff and things like that too. I think basically speaking about a pistol caliber carbine, I think that it's a much more forgiving platform for a lot of people. It takes a long time. Everyone has their ARs. Everyone takes their AR out and just blast through a magazine, but not everyone's going out in training, putting significant time on task to train on the AR and develop their skill set. I believe that platforms like the Scorpion and some of the others are much more intuitive for a person who only may have some training on a pistol. I think this is a really cool way to segue into the carbine world. So give that some thought. Give that some feedback. Again, please like this video if you've enjoyed the content. Please click to subscribe, and please click to hit that bell to be notified when we put out new content. We'll put out some new content, and we'll see you soon.